She couldn't stand him, and the feeling ran deep. Born into a world of struggle in 1907, this Brooklyn girl clawed her way from a childhood marked by loss to become one of Hollywood's brightest stars. Her journey wasn't just about fame. It was a testament to grit, heart, and an unshakable spirit that carried her through a life of triumphs and heartaches. Her story begins in tragedy. She lost her mother young, and her father walked away soon after, leaving her to navigate a fractured childhood in foster homes. Raised alongside an older sister who danced in smoky showgirl circuits, she learned early how to stand tall in a tough world. Those hard years shaped her, gave her a fire, a discipline, a depth that would later pour into every role she played by her teens. She was dancing in the gritty nightclubs of 1920s New York, her magnetic presence turning heads. Her grace and grit caught the eye of Broadway scouts, and soon she was commanding stages in plays that earned her rave reviews. Hollywood came calling, and by the late 1920s, she'd stepped into the flickering world of silent films. With a new name that matched her poised, yet approachable charm, she was ready to conquer the screen. The 1930s and 1940s saw her soar. She wasn't just a star, she was a force, slipping effortlessly between heart-wrenching dramas, sharp comedies, and dark thrillers. In one unforgettable role, she played a mother who sacrificed everything for her daughter's happiness. A performance so raw it left audiences in tears and earned her an Oscar nod. Her ability to blend strength with vulnerability made her a standout. She could be a sparkling comedian one moment, a cunning femme fatale the next, setting a standard that still echoes in cinema history. As Hollywood's golden age faded, she didn't. While others struggled, she glided into television, captivating new audiences with her commanding presence. Her role as a fierce matriarch in a sprawling Western series won her an Emmy and a fresh wave of fans. Later, she brought her signature depth to miniseries, proving her talent was timeless. Over her career, she racked up multiple Oscar nominations, Emmys, a Golden Globe, and an honorary Academy Award for her unmatched contributions to film. Off-screen, she was a class act. Humble, kind, and fiercely professional, she never forgot her roots. Colleagues adored her for her punctuality, her preparation, her warmth toward everyone from grips to co-stars. She lived simply, shunning the glitz of Hollywood for a quiet life, grounded in the values her hard upbringing instilled. But beneath that grace was a steel core, and if you crossed her, you'd feel it. If this story resonates with you, please share it to keep her legacy alive. Her personal life, though, was a stormier tale. Her first marriage, in 1928, was to a Broadway comedian, a charismatic star who helped her navigate the early days of her career. He opened doors, introduced her to the right people, and for a while, their love burned bright. But as her star rose in Hollywood's new era of sound films, his faltered. His ego couldn't handle her success. Behind closed doors, his drinking and temper turned ugly friends whispered of verbal and physical cruelty. She endured it for years, bound by loyalty and the era's expectations. But by 1935, she'd had enough. The divorce was painful, but it forged her resilience, fueling performances that crackled with themes of betrayal and survival. Then came love again. In 1939, she married a dashing leading man, one of Hollywood's golden boys. Their union was the stuff of magazine covers. Two stars, deeply in love, sharing a passion for horses and a quiet ranch life away from the spotlight. But even this fairy tale had cracks. Long separations due to grueling film schedules strained their bond. Whispers of his wandering eye swirled, though she never spoke of it publicly. She guarded her dignity fiercely, handling heartbreak with the same quiet strength she brought to her roles. By 1952, they parted ways, amicably but with lingering affection. She never remarried, and those close to her said he remained the love of her life. His photos quietly kept in her home long after he was gone. Her professionalism never wavered, no matter the role or co-star. She shared the screen with legends, earning their respect with her work ethic and warmth. But there was one man she couldn't abide, a character actor whose name still sparked a rare flash of anger in her. What was it about him that got under her skin? The tension was palpable, and it's a story that still intrigues. This actor, known for playing brooding villains, clashed with her from their first project together in the 1950s. She was a titan respected, seasoned, a 4-time Oscar nominee. He was climbing the ranks, but his arrogance grated on her. On set, she was all business, lines memorized, demeanor respectful, focus razor-sharp. He, by contrast, carried himself with a self-important air, dismissive of others, especially women. Crew members noticed the chill between them. She'd arrive, do her work, and keep him at a distance, her politeness icy. "I don't take kindly to being talked down to," she once said, her Brooklyn edge cutting through. What fueled her contempt? He'd challenge her choices, try to steal scenes, even offer unsolicited advice moves that, for a woman who'd fought tooth and nail for her place in a man's world, felt like a personal affront. She valued authenticity, and his polished charm rang false to her. Whispers circulated about his off-screen behavior, gossiping, manipulating, crafting a persona that didn't match the man she saw. For someone who lived by truth and hard-earned respect, his theatrics were unforgivable. If this story grips you, share it to honor her stand for integrity. She never stooped to public feuds. That wasn't her way. Instead, she carried herself with quiet dignity, letting her work speak louder than words. But those who knew her saw the fire in her eyes when his name came up. "Some people you work with," she said, "others you endure." Her dislike wasn't petty. It was rooted in principle. She'd grown up scrappy, authentic, and fiercely honest, and she had no patience for those who hid behind masks. Stories swirled that he'd spun tales about his life, tragic losses, noble sacrifices that later unraveled as fiction. To her, that kind of deceit was a betrayal of everything she stood for. "Don't mention him," she once snapped to a friend, her voice carrying the weight of her Brooklyn roots. For a woman who rarely spoke ill of anyone, those words were a thunderclap. She could forgive a lot of arrogance, even cruelty, but not hypocrisy. Once you lost her respect, there was no getting it back. She lived her life with that same unwavering integrity until the end. In 1990, at 82, she passed quietly from heart and lung complications. True to her wishes, there was no funeral, just her ashes scattered over the rugged landscapes where she'd filmed her beloved westerns. Her legacy endures in the performances that still captivate, in the stories of her kindness, and in the fierce principles she held dear. Her life was a masterclass in resilience, talent, and truth. She didn't just play strong women, she was one. And when it came to that one co-star, her disdain was a reminder. She never compromised who she was. If her story moves you, share it, subscribe, and keep her spirit alive. Let's honor a woman who stood tall, loved deeply, and never backed down for what she believed.